If coffee were a person, I would probably marry it. But today, let's turn that love story into a perfect IELTS Part 2 cue card answer. Mostly in IELTS exam, they ask you whether you're a tea person or a coffee person. Suppose you say I'm a coffee person. Then in Part 2 IELTS cue card, they ask you why do you love coffee so much. So here is a very Netflix style answer to that. When I was in school, I had the biggest crush on my chemistry teacher because he had a lovely coffee brown hair that smelled of vanilla and books. I learned chemistry because I wanted to sit in the front row impressing her. Ever since then, coffee has felt romantic to me. I use coffee scented shower gels, coffee scrubs, and coffee candles. I am hopelessly in love with coffee. There's something magical about coffee. The smell feels so divine, cozy, and heavenly, like rainy evenings, oversized hoodies, and someone texting you, "Did you get home safe?" I think coffee makes ordinary life feel like a warm, fun, comforting book you read over and over again. Now look at this answer. Does it feel like a robotic answer you will tell in a classroom? I feel it's a passage from a very warm, peaceful, cozy novel which will become your favorite book. Because it's just so captivating, so dreamy, so enjoyable and fun. I'm hopelessly in love with this answer. It's such a breathtakingly beautiful answer. It can easily make you score band 9 in an instant. Just look at the words. I've used descriptive language like lovely, cozy, romantic. These words make your answer sound natural and expressive, which IELTS examiners love. It's like this answer is like a passage from a book, from a very peaceful, lovely, adorable book you will read on a rainy evening. It's just so breathtakingly beautiful. It's so enjoyable, so fun, so cozy. These are the answers which examiners love. That's why I tell you to tell a story. Don't just describe. Whenever you are asked such kind of question in an IELTS exam, don't just describe coffee. Tell a story. Don't be afraid to tell us an emotional story. Okay, first, just learn the structure. First, tell you why do you when did you fall in love with coffee. So give a very sweet answer. That because you had a chemistry teacher in school and she had a gorgeous coffee brown hair, and that's how coffee became romantic to you. Okay, and then give sensory details. Describe its smell and taste. Okay, that you love the aroma of coffee because it is just so cozy and divine and heavenly, which absolutely is. Nothing smells better than coffee. And I'll tell you, I personally use coffee scented shower gels because I'm obsessed with the scent of coffee because it's just so hypnotic. So just describe the sensory details: smell, coffee, taste. And then this smell feels breathtakingly beautiful, divine, heavenly, like oversized hoodies. And someone texting you, "Did you get home safe?" Now that line just boosts your answer. Because it's just so, it's just so emotional. It just boosts your answer to band 9. I think coffee makes, and then just give a very sweet, reflective ending. Conclude your answer with a very reflective ending, which will tell it why coffee makes life meaningful. I think coffee makes ordinary life, feel like a fun, comforting book you read over and over again. You can also say that I like coffee because life is a group project and no one is helping. So end with a reflective line that why coffee, that what makes coffee meaningful. Okay, and look at that penguin drinking that iced coffee. It's just so adorable, very cute. And in part 3, they ask you a deeper question related to part 2. So suppose they ask you in part 3, tell me about a moment when coffee saved your day. Once I was panicking before a job interview. I left home without gulping my morning coffee because I was running late, which was terrible because I can't function without coffee. I was running on streets like I have to catch my missing flight. My hair was messy and my notes were crumbling out of my hands. A tiny cafe owner noticed me looking flustered. He handed me a creamy hazelnut coffee. It tasted like kindness and hope. Finally, I arrived at the interview feeling rejuvenated. Surprisingly, the interview went well. Interviewer asked me, "How do you deal with stress?" "By taking dips in coffee," I replied. She smiled sweetly. The room instantly felt relaxed and warm, and we were talking and laughing naturally. Before I left, she said, "You're very fun to talk to." In my head, I was like, it's not me, it's hazelnut latte working overtime. Now tell me, this answer, it's so fun, so high-spirited, like some scene from a Netflix movie, from a very sitcom, like Friends, from a very interesting scene from a sitcom, like Friends, you will watch in a Netflix show. it's not an answer you will tell in a classroom. It's like a Netflix show, and that too a very high fun spirited, like Friends. I love sitcoms, and this answer is just like a very interesting scene from a sitcom, not a very boring robotic answer. Okay, and that's what my main idea is, to tell us. Don't be afraid to tell a story. Don't give robotic answers. Give answers like a story, fun stories, like interesting scenes from a Netflix show, from a sitcom, very interesting, cute sitcom show. These kind of answers which feel like scenes from a fun sitcoms, Netflix shows. Okay, don't be afraid to tell an emotional story. Don't be afraid to share emotions, because that's what IELTS examiners love. That's what score band 9. That's what score band 8 and band 9, and that's what IELTS examiners are looking for. They're not looking for boring robotic answers, snooze fest answers which will make your examiner go to sleep. Okay, give answers like this. And honestly, this answer is just so fun, so high spirited. I love it. And you can also say, I was running on streets like a raccoon during a tax season, or I was running on streets like a headless chicken, to show your panic, to show that you were terrified. And also my hair was messy and my notes were scrambling out of my hands. Add these little details to show that you were panicking, that you were in a hurry, because it's important to show your vocabulary, that you can write all kinds of vocabulary. That I dashed inside office. I dashed inside office. I was running on streets like a headless chicken. My hair was messy and my notes were scrambling out of my hands. So you can also say that I was furious, to show your panic and hurry. So use these kind of vocabulary, because these kind of words make your answer expressive and natural, which IELTS examiners love, because they want to test your vocabulary. So use these kind of expressive and natural vocabulary, that you were furiously running, or that just dashed inside the office. I was fuming, to show your anger, hurry, panic. Use this vocabulary, because IELTS examiners are looking for your vocabulary, that whether you can use vivid, expressive vocabulary, because that's what the point of IELTS exam is. Okay, a tiny cafe owner noticed me looking flustered. You can also say, a tiny cafe owner noticed me looking terrified, furious, flabbergasted. No, not flabbergasted. Flabbergasted is used for fancy words, for fancy situations. A tiny cafe owner looking terrified, frustrated, emotionally scrambled, wild. Okay, flabbergasted is used for fancy situations, when you are stunned by something beautiful, not in this kind of panic situations. He handed me a creamy hazelnut coffee, tasted like kindness and hope. And look at this pink cups, they are so lovely. Honestly, I love coffee. And you ended the answer with on a very sweet note, that before I left, the interviewer said you're very fun to talk to, and in my head I was like, it's not me, it's hazelnut latte working overtime. And that just sums up the answer, that how coffee saved your day. And that's what coffee does. Coffee fuels your imagination, coffee fuels your dreams, and coffee just fuels you. And that's what this answer is all about, that how coffee saved your day. And I think this is a perfect answer. I think it's more than perfect, because it is not just a textbook answer, it's more like a movie scene. In fact, a very interesting and fun movie scene. So I think it's more than perfect, and I don't even need to say that it will easily score band 9. So if I'm helping you, see, I'm doing a lot of hard work in making this video. So if this video felt creamy, fun, or helpful, so please do leave a comment and tell me which city are you watching it from. I'm very curious to know where are my viewers from. So please, for God's sake, tell me which city are you watching it from. Thank you very much. And write in comments what is your favorite flavor of coffee. Mine is pumpkin spice latte. Thank you.